Hi YouTube, it's your boy Walt, and apparently Quavo finna be in a fucking movie, so I'm like, all right, let's do it. Let's see. It's called Waterboyz, so Waterboyz. You already know what this is. The ATL guys that be selling this shit on the streets. That's what I'm assuming. But let's go. Listen.
Double time on my business.
Quiver? I thought they spelled Quavo's name wrong.
Let me explain to you the economics of being a water boy. You get a bag of ice, $4. 40 waters, $5.36 each.
Ain't no jobs out here. Folks ain't got no choice but to hustle.
Oh, get the water. And these corners are getting dangerous, man.
Hey, man. Anybody that hasn't been a part of that life doesn't really know what a water boy is. Most people would hear water boy and they'd be like, oh, like that person that brings water to the dudes that actually are playing the sports, right? Like a water boy that's like a basketball guy that doesn't, he's not on the team, but he brings the other basketball guys water. Or the football dude that brings the football dudes water, right? That's what most people think a water boy is. Like when you're from the hood, water boy is just a hustler, nigga. It's just a nigga that, you know, he goes and makes his money. He goes, he gets that pack of ice. He gets that cooler. He goes and he gets the big container of water bottles that are like around $5 right? Chuck throws that shit in the cooler. These motherfuckers go to the busiest part of the city, and you know, you got people that are driving through there all day long. I got to get to work, or I'm taking a 2-hour trip, 3-hour trip down that way, and they don't have the time to go and stop off at a convenience store or a gas station. So the water boys are like, hey, we got your fresh cold waters out here for you, bro. $2, you know, normally waters would be like, those little water bottles would be about $1, or at least they used to be, right? With inflation, now the water bottles are around $1.25, $1.50. So the water boys will be like, hey, we got ice cold water out here for y'all niggas for $3, right? Or for $2.50 or whatever. You know, they'll make $1, they'll make $1.50. It's a business.
That's what I'm talking about. This shit means something to me, man.
It's like we starting to deal with the same type of drama we would have if we were selling drugs.
Promise me that you'll always make it home safe.
Mom, I told you, I want to get us out of here.
I keep telling y'all we need a fire.
We're not getting guns.
If you live by the gun, you die by the gun.
What is your end game, man?
It's great. Bro, I like this, bro. I like this because I'm telling you, he said something there that's very true. He said, like, being a water boy isn't that disconnected from being like a, you know, nigga that's selling drugs and like somebody that's in a violent world filled with guns. Like, there's not a big disconnection there, because the thing a lot of people need to understand about the hood, like, you have a lot of folks that misunderstand why a lot of violence happens in the hood, right? Violence doesn't happen in the hood because black people just like to kill each other, right? Or because anybody in the hood likes to kill each other. It happens because businesses in the hood run by community, right? That means in a certain group, right? In a certain grouping of your community, there are going to be different people that run different businesses there, whether it's a drug business, whether it's water boys, whether it's corner stores, right? And the more competition there is in that area, the harder it is for that person to make money. So have you ever seen, you know, a corner that's got like 3 or 4 liquor stores all spread out within the same block, right? You notice there's usually one liquor store that's more popping than the rest of those liquor stores, right? There's usually one liquor store that most people go to. And the only time that people don't go to that liquor store is when it's closed. And then they have to go to one of the other 3 liquor stores down on that block. You understand? Those 3 liquor stores, they hate that one liquor store because those motherfuckers take the majority of businesses, right? In front of that one liquor store is where all the dudes are selling weed, is where all the dudes are selling this, that, and the other. So that one liquor store is making the bulk of the money within that area. It's no different with any other, you know, business. If you're a water boy and there are, you know, 3 groups of water boys trying to sell water in your same area, you know, that's gonna fuck with your business. So you're gonna have to step on that, right? If you're selling weed and there are 3 other niggas, you know, on your block selling weed, that's gonna, you know what I mean? So there's a reason why violence starts, because nigga, this is my section. This is where I'm at. This is my section. Don't come to my section trying to sell your shit.
What's a nice guy like you doing in a place like this?
In response to the recent violence surrounding Waterboyz,
Get a gun! We get it straight tonight. No!
The mayor has ordered a citywide crackdown.
We will not tolerate these thugs fronting as entrepreneurs, terrorizing our street corners.
But they are entrepreneurs.
I owe you an apology. I wasn't really familiar with your game and how you travel.
Man, you're casual.
I think this is the thing a lot of people tend to not understand. Even the majority of big businesses that are in the world that are started by European companies, they had to go through this same thing at the beginning. A lot of people tend to not realize that a lot of these companies had to go through this type of, violent turmoil before they became what they were, right? 300 years ago, this was normal for any business that would start. For any business that would start, the moment that there is competition, there's going to be violence that also comes with that, right? 300, 400, this was normal for pretty much any business that was getting started. If you start a business, somebody's going to pop up. They're going to start a business right across the street from you, and that's going to start competition. And a lot of the times, violence is going to, pop from that. That's not just from the African American community, right? European communities, Asian communities, everywhere around the world, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? At one point in time, it took more than financial assets to start a business. Now, all it takes is the financial assets to start a business, and the country is going to protect your assets for you, right? Because you got police force, you got this, that, and the other. Back in the day, if you start your business, you had to protect your business. You understand? You had to go and get people to guard your business. There weren't cops, there wasn't an army, there weren't a bunch of people that are going to protect your interests. So you had to do that. That's why I'm like, when people say this, fronting as entrepreneurs, they're not fronting. This is exactly what entrepreneurship has always been. Always.
No shit, Sherlock.
They will not be allowed to sell waters on these corners.
You guys gonna have to find something else to do.
Wait, what? Sell drugs?
You see what I mean?
What happened? I don't want to let me get you. What happened?
Next time, it's them or it's me. Them or me.
Kids are getting killed every day out here in these streets over nothing.
Make me one promise, you. Promise me you're gonna be safe on these streets, brother.
The same little buddy from the party the other night, ain't it?
This a private party, bruh.
Oh, yeah?
It's still a private party, bruh.
In the A, everything can change at any moment.
That's it. Shit go crazy in Atlanta. No. Oh my God. Is that Clark Kent? Oh my God, that's Clark Kent. I gotta check that shit out. But yeah, man, no, I really like the premise behind this. Like I said, okay, for me, I think the biggest issue in the world right now is misunderstanding. People misunderstand history and people misunderstand what the truth is, right? And that misunderstanding creates a bunch of nonsensical ideologies that fly around, right? So a lot of people that tend to think that Waterboyz want to be criminals, or that being a water boy is a criminal action by itself. It's not. It actually is entrepreneurship, like selling anything or trying to make your money from the sale of anything. It is you being an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? It doesn't, just because violence seems to stem from the sale of that thing doesn't mean that you are the cause of that violence. Because violence can stem from the sale of anything. Like I've told you, violence has stemmed from the sale of pretty much anything prior to the modern era. Right? Before the modern era, anytime anybody started a business anywhere, if you're going to sell a sword or spears or muskets or whatever, there's going to be violence surrounding that, because there's always going to be competition. There's always going to be somebody out there that's also going to want to sell your shit. And if you're selling more than them, back in the days, nobody was there to protect your assets. So that person's like, fuck it, this dude is he's stealing my business. I'm going to get rid of him, right? I'm going to send some dudes to rough him up or to destroy his building or to poison him or to kill him, whatever the shit. The moment he's gone, my business is going to rule. The majority of these Fortune 500 company businesses, nigga, they killed 100 villagers. You know what I mean? Like they poisoned 100 wells. They've killed like millions of people. Like the majority of these big businesses that you motherfuckers respect, the Apples, all of that shit, they're killing hundreds of thousands of people every day.
I hope you niggas enjoyed the video. But even if you didn't, don't forget to like and subscribe, or I'ma shit on your carpet. It's your boy Walt. Catch you in the next video.